Hey guys, welcome to a new lecture of Dr. Dentist. Today I would like to talk about endodontics instruments. It has got about 3 to 4 parts, and this is its first part. So first, endodontic instruments classification. There are three endodontic instruments classification. The first is ISO-FDI classification. In ISO-FDI classification, there are 4 groups. As you see, the first group is hand use only. It means the instruments is used only by hand. The examples are K-files, H-files, reamers, brooches. The second group, or group 2, includes latch type engine driven. They are the profiles or profile system light speed. The third group, or group 3, is drills or reamers latch type, like gates gliding drills or piezo reamers. And the fourth group includes root canal points, like guru percha, silver point, and paper point. That in this session we will cover all of them. The second classification is Grossman's classification. In Grossman's classification, again, there are 4 kinds of instruments or endodontic instruments. The first is exploring instruments. As its name says, it is used, or its function is to locate canal orifices, like smooth brooches and endodontic explorers. Nowadays, endodontic explorers are used, but smooth brooches are not. The second is extirpating instruments. Its function is to extirpate the pulp and other materials, like barbed brooches. The third group is cleaning and shaping instruments. As the name says, it's used to shape the canal or space, or the canal or the root canal. It's shaping. They are reamers and files. And the fourth group is obturating instruments. They are used to pack the gutta points into the root canal space, like plaggers, spreaders, and lentillo spirals. The third classification belongs to method of its use, or according to the methods of use. There are again 3 groups. The first group is hand operated endodontic instruments, only by hand. For example, brooches, files, reamers are all used hand operated. The second group is non-rotary endodontic instruments, like engine driven instruments and ultrasonic and sonic instruments. And the third group is rotary endodontic instruments used with a handpiece, like slow speed rotary stainless steel instruments and NIT or nickel titanium rotary instruments. You will know all about all of them. So the next is that we are gonna talk is alloy. Alloys used for endodontic instruments. There are 3 kinds of alloys used for manufacturing endodontic instruments. The first one is carbon steel. Carbon steel is made up of carbon, about less than 5% carbon. Its advantage is its hardness. They have high hardness than stainless steel instruments. High hardness. But it is prone to rust and corrosion. Carbon steel instruments are prone to rust and corrosion. That's why if you use it once, you cannot re-sterilize it again. It's not disposable. So its example is barbed brooch. The second one is stainless steel. Advantages: unlike carbon steel, it is corrosion resistant. It means you can re-sterilize it, but its disadvantages are first, stiff in nature. In nature, it is stiff, it is tough. That's why they are prone to fracture and prone to distortion. Examples are K-file, H-file, and rim are all made up of stainless steel. And the last one is nickel titanium. It is made up of nickel plus titanium. Advantages are shape memory. It means it keeps its memory. It keeps its shapes. Super elasticity. This is good for us. Low modulus of elasticity. Corrosion resistance. Softer than stainless steel. Good resiliency. Good resiliency means if the instrument is bent or pressed, it comes back to its first shape. And biocompatibility means no harm to the body, no allergy, nothing. Disadvantages are poor cutting efficiency. Poor cutting efficiency than stainless steel, and they do not show signs of fatigue before the fracture. That's why you need to be so much careful when using nickel titanium instruments, because without showing any fatigue, without showing any signs of fatigue, they fracture. They are, and also poor resistance to fracture as compared to stainless steel. That's why be careful with them. Examples are nickel titanium hand files, profiles, and pro tapers. The next is differences between stainless steel and nickel titanium instruments. Stainless steel is harder than nickel titanium, but nickel titanium is softer. Stainless steel modulus of elasticity is high, but nickel titanium is low, as I mentioned before. Stainless steel is not flexible, as nickel titanium is flexible. That's why in curved canals, nickel titanium is preferred to be used. Stainless steel is heat treatable. It means you can use it again and again and again, but nickel titanium is not heat treatable. Stainless steel, unlike nickel titanium, do not show shape memory, but nickel titanium does. They do not show elasticity, but nickel titanium super elasticity. Stainless steel, its cutting efficiency is great, it is good, but unfortunately nickel titanium less cutting efficiency has. Stainless steel, before the fracture, they give a sign, they show a sign, they give an indication of fracture, but nickel titanium, no sign, no fracture, no fatigue, anything, they fracture. That's why I always tell doctors, dentists to be more careful when they're using nickel titanium. So, color code for endodontic instruments. Here are some tips uh, to keep them in mind, so that you don't face any problems. There are two things. First, instruments length. There are five international lengths: 21 millimeter, 25 millimeter, 28 millimeter, 30 millimeter, and 40 millimeter. 21 millimeter is used for molars. 21 millimeter length is used for molars because they are short. 25 millimeter is used for interior teeth. 28 and 30 millimeter are used for canines because they are long teeth of our jaw or our mouth. All of them, 21, 25, 28, and 30, are all used for RCT or root canal treatment. But we have got one more that is 40 millimeter, that is used for endodontic implant, a topic of specialty that we're not gonna talk about it. Then 40 millimeter instruments or 40 millimeter length are used for endodontic implants. Instruments are numbered from 6 to 140. 6 to 140. Uh, from from 6 to 60, there is increase in 5 units. From 6 from 10 to 60, there is there is increase in 5 units. But from 60 till they are 140, there is increase in 10 units. Let me show you. uh, Instruments number 6, number 8, and number 10. You need to remember them all, okay? Instruments number 6, its handle color is or color code is pink. It is gray, and 10 is purple. You can remember as PGP, okay? PGP, pink, gray, purple. But from 10 to 60, from 10 to 60, there is increase in 5 units. For example, 10, the next one is 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. From 6 to 140, there is increase in 10 units. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. So 6, 8, 10, pink, gray, purple, you can remember as PGP. But from 15 to 40 and 45 to 80 and 90 to 140, you can remember or you can learn this sentence: what you rate before going bed. What? W means white, so number 15 is white. U Y means yellow. Number 20 is yellow. Red, 25 is red. 30 is blue, B blue. G, 35 is green. And 40 is black, or B. Again, the same thing from 45 to 80. Again, the same sentence. What you rate before going bed. And from 90 to 140. Again, the same sentence. What you rate before going bed. White, yellow, red, blue, green, and black. And this is ISO size. This is number 60. This is number 6. Okay, purple. Number 8, PGP. We said okay, PGP. P pink, G gray, P purple. White, what you rate, yellow, red, blue, green, and black. The same until the last one, 140. Thank you guys, have a good time, be patient for the next session.